Hey you guys, welcome to Miss Shaw's Art Room. I am so excited today because I get to demonstrate how to make one of my favorite art projects, a cake sculpture inspired by pop artist and painter Wayne Thiebaud. I had a blast making my own version of this sculpture. These two particular ones are made by my fourth graders. All right, let's get started. We're going to start with some pre-cut cardboard cutouts. And what we need to do first is we're going to bend this cardboard cutout along the two lines that I've drawn here. And for that, we're going to use a ruler. This one's conveniently already bent because it was on the fold of the box. So I'm just going to place the ruler along that line and then just help guide the fold here. And then we're going to fold it at the top. This is going to be, this triangular part is going to be the top part of the cake. So I'm just going to, there we go. All right. Okay, so our next step is to get some masking tape. So I'm going to get myself 3 strips, and we don't need a lot. You just need 3 strips for each of the 3 seams or places where the cardboard comes together. Got those here. I'm gonna fold this. If there's writing on your box, guys, try to make sure the writing's on the inside of the box and write your name, because it's gonna be pretty hard to see your name pretty hard to write your name in there once this is all put together. So here we go. I'm gonna take one piece of tape, just kind of line it up right here, press down, and you can trim the edges off. Okay, I'm gonna do another one right here. Scoot that back a little bit. Okay. And the last one, don't forget about this seam here. And you can just kind of push the 2 pieces together until it fits the way you want it to. Fold it down. Okay. And then, like I said, you can snip off any of the little edges that you don't want, or you could even just kind of hide it in there of the tape. Okay, now for the fun part. You get to ice it. I'm going to give you a plate like this with some joint compound. This is the stuff that they use to fix walls. You find it in hardware stores. And it's not edible. So we're not going to put it in our mouths. It'd be pretty gross. So there, I got some on the top. I'm going to put some on the back, because if you imagine pulling a piece of cake out of a whole cake, this back part would have icing on it. These 2 sides would be the inside of the cake, so we'd see the actual flavor of the cake, chocolate or vanilla or red velvet. So joint compound is really great because it is about the thickness of icing. So you can really get a cake that looks realistic by spreading it on here with a knife and then playing with it to add some texture like you would a real cake. Super fun, super satisfying. You're gonna love it. Okay? Doesn't have to be perfect. Now, the next part, if you decide you want to have the whole side of the cake covered in icing, that's fine. But I am just gonna do a little smear down the middle, as if there was some filling in the center. Some frosting in the center. So maybe there'd be a flavor chocolate cake here, and then just some frosting in the center. Make sure that that frosting reaches all the way to the edge, okay? Doesn't need to be too thick. Let me just scrape off some of this extra stuff here. You can use your fingers, it's not gonna hurt you. It will dry on your fingers a little bit, but it comes right off with water. So there's one side. Now for the other side. Put the icing on this side too. It looks so much like icing. I mean, it's not icing colored, but it totally looks like icing. All right. So now we're gonna add some texture. Remember, texture is the way something feels or looks like it feels, and in this case, when it's dry, we're actually going to be able to feel that texture. So you can do things like, I'm going to try to hold this so you can see. You can kind of press your knife like this to make some cool texture. You can play around with it, but it makes some nice marks there like you might see on a cake. I'm going to do it on the back too. Getting hungry. All right, so I got some texture on the top and the back. I guess I'll do some right here too. And right here. And so you don't have to put anything here because we're just gonna paint it there. We're just gonna use paint. It's gonna be smooth. And the tape you won't notice. All right, now for the fun part. Extra fun part. This is all fun to me, but we're gonna pipe some frosting on like to make it look like there's little dollops of whipped cream. So all I'm doing is taking a bag, and I can help you with this, taking a bag, snipping off the tip of it, and I'm gonna take some of my joint compound here, and I'm gonna put it in the bag. And then we're gonna squeeze it out of that tiny little hole. And this is what bakers do, only they have, you know, fancier bags, but it's all the same stuff. So you just squeeze it with your hands. And you could practice a little bit on your plate first. It took me a couple times to do this right, so I'm gonna lean it here so you can see. I'm gonna make just a couple little drops to line the back of my cake. Go on. Maybe one more right there. Okay. I am going to do a large dollop of whipped cream in the center. See if I can do this here. So fun. Squeeze. Come on. There we go. So there's the dollop in the center. And I'm going to put some on the back, but I need a little bit more frosting. Yes. Okay. Get that ready. I'm going to grab this guy. And I'm going to line it. I think maybe I'll do some on the bottom. Dude. And if you mess it up, like I just did, just wipe it off. Try again. I'm just going to do a solid line. All the way across the bottom. There we go. So I'm pretty happy with that. That looks pretty good to me. And it'll look even better when I paint it. Okay, that's all there is to it. Have fun.